Yes. I didn't know if it was safe to talk.
What's going on, Pokemon League Championship fans? It is me, your your host, your fucking number one, Ian McCabe, aka Murrah, hosting your league event as usual. Today is our round 5 off-season color tournament. As always, I've got my co-host Zach with me.
You. I
Welcome
don't
back,
mind you assuming the role as co-host.
No,
you know, you can be the co-CEO if you want
the
to.
number
I can
one.
take on the bigger role.
Number one. But anyway, today we've got a very special giveaway. So it will require going out of your way a little bit to get this Pokemon, as it is a mystery gift only Pokemon as of yet. Basically, we're giving away this Zeraora. So if you're gonna get this one, what, you were about to pronounce it correctly?
No, I was just about to say it's back to the MySpace days, Zeraora.
Oh shit, Hershey's back. Welcome back, Hershey.
Whoa,
but
Hershey.
for real, if you want this Zeraora, we're gonna just have to exchange friend codes with you, and then we will hop together online, and you'll let me know that you have added me, and I'll send out your Zeraora directly to you. We'll work through it through chat. So when you guys are ready to get your Zeraoras, hit us up in chat with your friend code. Our friend code is there posted, and we'll take care of your giveaway. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you what our bracket looks like for this week. Boom. This is winner's bracket. Bah. Excuse me. So, making it all the way to the end, I've got myself, Ian Haley McBabe, purple on the left side of the bracket, having won that side, and then a Reese Caldwell taking all of the right side of the bracket. It's me versus a Reese this week. We had a bye week off last week. It's a best of 3, so you'll see a few videos in that matchup. But the really exciting one that we have more matches for, obviously we have more matches for the winners bracket, but the one that has more people playing is the losers bracket, which is this bracket here. So we've got you, Zach, versus Ashley Faye, red, and then John versus Steven. This was
black versus yellow.
Yeah, black versus yellow, orange versus
Black
red.
and yellow, black and yellow.
Anyway, this is what we're dealing with here, man. This is what we got going on today. Oh, hey, what's this? It's a Zeraora. If you want it, give us your friend code in chat, and then we can make that happen for you. Again, I'm sorry to those of you that are on our Twitch chat. I kind of bouncing back and forth, so if I don't get to you immediately, just post your thing again, and we'll take care of you. Also, big shout out and welcome back to Hershey, coming back to the stream. Been a while. Heard you got sick. Glad you're feeling better. But But anyway, we're just going to go ahead and go to the replays that we have scheduled today. First replay being...
Have your back, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. First replay being you versus Ashley.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Zach would be Akai, Ashley would be Kalisto.
Yep.
Why don't you talk about your team a little bit?
Okay, well, give me 1 second. Biz Media Player's name. Alright, so I went into this match, and it's actually pretty ironic. There's a lot of last minute decisions I made. So I made this team, and I was really expecting Scizor, so I made sure I had a lot of outs to Scizor, so I really wanted to show off EVO like Combuskin, because I feel like it's kind of a Pokemon that's just kind of there. It has the hidden ability that got Blaziken banned, speed boost.
Mm-hmm.
And with Eevee, it gets pretty bulky, so I really kind of wanted to show off what it could do a little bit. So I tried to make a team that could support it. So we got Crawdaunt here. He kind of acts as like a glue for the team, in case I need to knock off stuff, just general offensive aggro to the punch mon right there.
Yeah.
And also having, a priority mon is, pretty good to have.
Yeah, I mean, adaptability plus Life Orb, priority, stab, all the stuff under the sun that you want.
Right. Then we got Raichu over here. Obviously it's fake out support, with the lightning rod support to protect Swellow, just in case you brought something like Electrode or something. We got obviously Combuskin, the mon that I really wanted to show off. Vileplume here. I've been actually a pretty big fan of Vileplume the past couple weeks. I haven't really gotten to really show off what it could do, but I've been liking it. It's pretty bulky, compared to some of the other chlorophyll users, and it can actually, do stuff other than just sweep under the sun, So I've been liking it. And then we got Swellow, of course, with very powerful special attacks that hit for a lot of damage for spread moves, considering.
Yeah.
And then of course that's my horse makes his return. But yeah, this team was basically.
This Aurora is totally legal, but I can't trade it to people?
What?
Hang on. I'm gonna hold your horses, Hershey. I'm gonna look into this, but yeah, it's a legal Pokemon. Everything on it passes checks and everything. I don't know why I can't trade it. I'm gonna look into it. I guess
you could say hold. That's my horses.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, keep going.
Anyway, basically in a nutshell, this team was made to support Combuskin and getting to pull off a sweep. I would have led with it, but then I saw 3 different water types on our team, and I was like, that's probably not the best idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel like maybe she was expecting me to bring Sun, so she just brought a lot of water stuff to hit my fire Pokemon, maybe like Talonflame. But yeah, this was the team I had. Did you want to talk about
another Pokemon that I can't trade to you people?
That blows.
It really does blow. I'm really sorry, Hershey, and also everybody that's watching, because apparently I can't give you your Auroras. That really sucks.
Damn, 2 weeks in a row.
No, last week we had a giveaway. This week we don't.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Greninja.
Yeah, Greninja was 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I mean, they're legal, so it's fucked.
You just can't trade them?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I can use them in battle and everything.
Weird. Well,
I'll look into it. If I can fix it, I can. But yeah, Ashley brought some cool stuff. We can just go ahead and kick this off.
Sure.
Hang on a sec. Let me. I'm gonna go ahead and check out these Auroras. Wonder if they're like. It says it passes. I wonder if they're Ivy locked at all. I'll look into it. I'm looking into it. Anyway, Without further ado, we'll kick this one off. You ready? Zach? 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 Oh man, I can't hear you for some reason. Zach? I can hear you. Wait, say something. Zach?
Oh.
Yeah, now
Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah. All right. So we're ready.
That was my fault. I didn't realize I turned the Turtle Beach off by accident. Sorry about that.
That's cool. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
So did the Zorora say like there was a problem with the Pokemon or something?
No,
or?
it doesn't say. It just says I can't trade it.
Oh, like this Pokemon can't be traded.
Yeah.
It's probably just trade locked because it's like a Japanese event or something.
It probably is trade locked.
I mean, it's not impossible to think that, especially given that it's like such an important Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
So here, I kind of expected Octillery to kind of protect here. So I was like, well, you know what, screw it. I'm going to take off this guy's White Herb and make it to where he at least has to take the drop to get off a Shell Smash.
Yeah.
But I did not expect it to Oko, because Turtonator's defense stat is pretty damn high.
Yeah, it wasn't an invested Turtonator, but that even still, that Oko is, I mean, that's surprising, you know?
It just shows how redonkulous life orb boosted, adaptability boosted stab is off of Crawdon.
For sure.
Like, that's just ridiculous. Because I think his like defense stat is like at least like base 140, right? I'll look into it.
I'm not 100% sure.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's close to that.
It's huge.
Oh,
I think it's 141 actually.
It is base 135.
Yeah, that's
still
crazy.
pretty damn
yeah,
high.
That's super high.
Its HP though, in contrast, isn't too high though. It's like base 60. So I guess it makes sense.
Doesn't make sense to me, bro.
Hey, this didn't make sense to me either. I was not expecting that to Oko.
Yeah. And from then,
like,
I mean, you basically just get the momentum.
Right, like she's just like, well, my biggest attackers just took an L.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright,
I'm about to try something, Hershey, so bear with me.
but yeah, now if you saw the turn before, she actually made like a little bit of a misplay that I guess she just didn't know about. She tried to encore the Larry the Lobster earlier, but she couldn't because she couldn't.
You can't
couldn't because
encore a dark type.
You
Or
can't, yeah,
Prankster.
Prankster dark type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean that's just something that kind of like comes along with like, you know, basic knowledge
yeah,
of the game.
Exactly. She's
Like we've all done shit like that in season.
Exactly.
I did that last season.
She's
Even
still
though
pretty
I knew
new
about
at
it, I
it.
forgot. Yeah, no, I knew about it, but like in like the heat of the moment, I just kind of like forgot. And
Sometimes you're like, I want this to work.
Yeah, and you're just not even thinking about it. You're just like, oh yeah, no, that doesn't work. But yeah, so right now she's just in a tough position because Sizzler's at almost like half, and she goes for the encore, but the Raichu switches out, and Heat Wave is just gonna take a chunk out of these two.
Oh yeah, huge chunk. I mean, at this point, she's just grasping at straws, trying to stay alive. You know.
Right.
Alright, so get ready, Hershey, because I'm about to try something. We'll see if it works.
But yeah, Swellow is just a beast, man. If it goes off, it's hard to do anything against it.
Especially those boom burst. Stab boosted boom burst is just a ridiculous attack.
Absolutely. Funny to note, I had Mirror Move on Swellow just in case I wanted to try going for a Z Mirror Move. It just never came up, and I had Air Slash on it, so I just figured the Supersonic Sky Strike was probably a better alternative.
And she still survives that.
Yeah, I was really surprised about that. Is it HP invested?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, she's just I mean, Bruxus is just a really good Pokemon, honestly. Like,
absolutely.
super underrated.
Yeah, no, I'd definitely agree there. I went for the Heat Wave because they were both pretty much weakened off, so I was just like, if I can hit
She
both,
survives
I'll
by
win right
miss.
there. Yeah.
And then is able to pull off the cheesiest of cheeses. Also, she could have Aqua Jetted for kill, but like...
She wasn't thinking about it. I mean, like, at this point, though, it was pretty difficult to do much.
Yeah, I mean, it would have just staved off, you know, maybe taking you down a point or two, but points don't matter in this current event, so...
Exactly. But yeah, now like so now she's just. I was not expecting that paint split, but she is just pretty much just getting overwhelmed here.
Yeah, and that's
Buskin's at like +2 attack and +2 speed.
Pretty much it right there. Which still, you know, not a terrible match, not a great match by any regard, but that brings you into the finals of the losers bracket, which brings us to the next match. Alright guys, I'm trying something with the Zororos just to see, because this is the only thing I can think of that could be the problem. It is possible that Zorora is just trade locked, which would suck, but it's possible. I mean...
I think it's just trade locked. That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try something, because sometimes there's event Pokemon. For those of you that don't know, sometimes event Pokemon that are released... They are IV locked, which means that they have a specific set of IVs, and if you tinker with that, like, I mean, the programming on the thing can tell. So the only way around that would be to, like, obviously take your Pokemon to the bottle cap guy.
But wouldn't it make sense to like if that was the case? Wouldn't it be like it would say that there's a problem with the Pokemon instead of what it's telling you?
Well, I've had
usually if there's like an actual error with a Pokemon, it'll say, "Oh, there's a problem with this Pokemon."
Yeah.
So like that to me seems like it's actually trade locked because it's just straight up saying you can't trade this Pokemon.
And I mean, it will make sense. But do you want to talk about Steven's team since? We've seen it so many times.
Yeah, unfortunately, Steven loves rain and refuses to bring anything else. So, Steven again brings rain to Pelipper and one of his favorite new Swift swimmers, Floatzel. Pretty standard here. I don't really think I need to explain anything more than that.
No,
he's a special. Yeah. We got Hariyama here. Hariyama gets guts and fake out, of course. He's been using this new strategy lately with prankster Meowstic using Charm on Malamar. So there's, you know, the contrary boost, getting constant boost to attack and just going off ham off the bat. That could be what we're seeing here. And then we got, of course, one of his other fake out users, Jinx. Jinx actually has some really cool implications on his team because it has dry skin. So it heals in rain. Yeah, it heals in rain. And then if it gets hit with something like Surf, it'll actually like not only be immune, but heal it back up by a large %. So like it's pretty cool. It definitely meshes well with his team.
Yeah, for sure.
So you want me to go while you're doing that?
Yeah, just because I'm doing some editing here.
Yeah, no problem. So it's actually pretty funny when you look at these two teams because if you like kind of take straws at John's and Steven's teams from season 3, it's almost like they brought a sort of like compilation of the mons that they had in season 3 and like just put them like with some other stuff. And in this case, John has you know, his Zygarde 10%, his Araquanid, you know, that was really, you know, like one of his MVPs.
Yeah, a lot of the Pokemon that John is bringing, really all throughout this entire tournament, he's just happened to be lucky enough to get a color that he can work it out with, but a lot of the Pokemon he's been bringing are literally just his favorite Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's always awesome, you know. It's awesome to be able to like bring your favorite Pokemon, you know, like into a new environment. So
absolutely,
kudos to him for making that work thus far. We see Salazzle right here, obviously fake out user, it's really strong on moves in general.
Did you watch this match?
I did.
Okay, so you know what's good with this mill tank.
Yeah, man, this mill tank's pretty interesting, It has access to Scrappy, right? Yeah, access to Scrappy. So we don't really see the implication there, but like it does some pretty cool stuff. We got
with access to
Araquanid.
Scrappy. I'm sorry, I'll tell you right now, it's got power up punch. So with access to Scrappy, if there was a ghost, which obviously there's not on Steven's team, but if there was, power up punch goes through, and that just raises his attack every time. It's like a better rollout than for Miltank, basically.
I guess.
And then I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. I was never really the biggest fan of power up punch on things that aren't like stab or like Iron Fist or whatever.
I feel like it makes sense on some Pokemon. Like, for instance, it makes a lot of sense on Alolan Marowak.
I don't see it.
Okay, you cannot see it, but that's what I think.
No. I'm saying, like, what's your reason behind that?
Well, because, like, first of all, a lot of times when Alolan Marowak's going to come out, people are either expecting, one of his bone moves, or Earthquake, or a fire move. And so when you can get off like a predictive move of just one power up punch on a Pokemon, which first of all, having power up punch on that counters its dark type weakness, and then also just gives it a boost, a free boost, and that free boost cannot be understated in some situations. You know what I mean? One boost on a Bone Club accessible Marowak, that's a lot.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but just like as far as like momentum goes, but like my only thing about it is that like Marowak is already really strong because of Thick Bone and everything. So like instead of like having that, like wouldn't you just want to like use a move that would OHKO whatever tries to switch in?
It depends. I mean, again, all this stuff is situational, and there's a lot of stuff that you might see on a Pokemon and be like, that's a dumb move, but either with the team composition or with the situation versus the opponent, like, it makes sense. So it's easy to. I don't mean to like rag on you, but it's easy to say like certain moves don't make sense, but then in certain situations, especially when there's a level of predictability in the sense that you've seen your opponent's teams, or especially in the season where we know what they have access to, those types of sets come up more often.
I hear you. Anyway, so let's get back to these teams a little bit. We got Araquanid here, pretty standard stockpile stuff. It's his favorite set, what made it his MVP in Season 3, so we might see a little bit of that here. We got Zygarde 10%, very fast, powerful dragon type Pokemon. Has access to some really unique moves and 1,000 arrows and all that.
It's a dog, but it's a dragon. But also, it's a dog, but it's a dragon. And Charizard's not a dragon.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We got two.
At no point does Zygarde actually look like a dragon. Like, not at one point.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it's just, yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
It goes from squiggly to like dog to worm to like freaking robot. It don't make any sense.
Yeah. But so Toucannon, obviously with Skill Link has some great implications. There's also something you and I talked about that I totally forget, but there's like a hidden niche in Toucannon.
I know what it is. Believe me, I know what it is, and I want to use it.
So
that's why I'm not talking about.
There's a hidden niche in Toucannon, and we haven't seen anybody really abuse it yet. But
so Toucannon has potential. We'll just say that.
Yeah, Toucannon has a lot of potential. But John brings it, and he brings his Magneton.
Possibly, yeah, Eviolite, possibly.
Possibly, yeah. And then he comes basically hard at Steven, you know? Like, this is John's team, you know, he put a lot of thought into it. I made his mill tank and stuff. He actually wanted this mill tank 3 weeks ago, and John's really bad at, like, being like, I'm going to be on later tonight, and then not being on later tonight. So, there was a lot of times where I didn't get his mill tank to him, or for whatever reason. And so this is his first week bringing it, and he was like, listen, I want this mill tank because I think I'm going to need some extra power against Steven. And little did he know, spoiler alert, Steven literally had a plan and then didn't have time to really bring his team, so he ended up just using a team that he had, you know, from a previous week. But I'm ready to start if you are.
Yeah.
Alright, gotta remember to export this time, not import. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, go.
I'm surprised he just didn't hit you up for like help finishing the team off real quick.
Well, he actually, you know, he doesn't really advertise it like I do, but Steven went through a lot of hard work because he didn't have like an old DS like I did. Steven went through a lot of hard work and money, and Steven can gen as well.
Okay. So, what was the whole thing about it?
I don't know. He just didn't have time to put it together
Well,
for whatever reason.
I think he was busy like last week with the whole Smash thing. So.
Oh, he was out of town doing Smash Con.
Yeah, that could.
John really